All right, this is just a quick response to this video I did yesterday, or a quick follow-up, should I say, to some of the comments in the comment section. People saying that I forgot to mention UK pay-per-view revenue. No, I didn't forget to mention UK pay-per-view revenue. The purpose of this video was me using the figures that we have, the estimates that we have, to do a calculation. That was the purpose of this video. We don't have figures for UK pay-per-view, and we might never have figures for UK pay-per-view because in the UK, they normally don't release pay-per-view figures. And whenever they have released pay-per-view figures, it's often been months and months and months, sometimes up to a year after the event. You see? So I can't do any calculations based upon UK pay-per-view figures when there are no figures. It's as simple as that. And you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. If you've got any conflicting information to what I'm about to say, please drop links in the comment section below. All right. My understanding is that Tyson Fury is getting a cut of the UK pay-per-view, and Deontay Wilder is getting a cut of the American pay-per-view. But, you know, basically Fury won't get a cut of the US and Wilder won't get a cut of the UK. That was my understanding of it before the fight. So bear that in mind. And there have been people below in the comments of this video explaining what percentage of the pay-per-view revenue goes to the fighters and goes to the promoter and goes to the network and all that kind of stuff. So after everybody's taking their cut, the $5.2 million pay-per-view revenue that was generated by Wilder Fury on Showtime, Wilder's going to get a pretty small percentage of it. Will he get a fifth of it maybe? Will he get an extra $1 million on top of his purse? Maybe 2 million tops? I don't know. But yeah, from what I have read and from what I understand, only Wilder will get a cut of the US pay-per-view and only Fury will get a cut of the UK pay-per-view. And again, we have no idea what the UK pay-per-view is right now. And as far as the gate, I mean, look, we don't know. You see the estimate that I gave in this video, the estimates that they had on the telegraph.co.uk, 10 million and the 7.82, that's in pounds, not in dollars. So let's say the $14 million and the $10 million, 14 for Wilder, 10 for Fury. We don't know whether this incorporates the estimated pay-per-view figures. We don't know whether this incorporates the live gate. We don't know whether this incorporates, you know, worldwide television revenue. We don't know. Bear in mind that when Anthony Joshua fights and when they give estimates for Anthony Joshua's purses, which are, you know, upwards of $20 million a fight, way north of, actually upwards of $25 million a fight for his past few fights. We don't know. I mean, sometimes we know, but other times we don't know what is incorporated within that $25 million. So it's the same situation. So whereby people are saying, oh, you haven't included international TV and you haven't included this in the gate. Do we include the gate for Joshua fights? Whenever I've talked about Joshua purses, I don't know what the gate is. So I haven't included it because I don't know what the gate is. Imagine how much money Joshua makes on top of his baseline purse. If his baseline purse is 25 mil, right? Hypothetically speaking, how much is he making when he sells out 80, 90,000 at these stadiums from the gate? How much is he making from international television? We don't know. And we don't know if, as I say, the figures we're given include all that, include estimates for all that. So it's the same here. So all these people say, oh, you're underestimating what Wilder's getting. No. I'm just doing the same thing as I do when I look at Anthony Joshua figures. If I haven't got information, then I'm going to go on what information I do have. And I don't have information about whether this is inclusive of gate and all that kind of business. Okay. If there are some revised figures, if we get revised information in the future, I'll update and do another video. But for now, these are the figures we have. And, you know, the UK pay-per-view, they may never release those figures. ITV never released their figures for Eubank Jr.'s pay-per-views. Sky generally don't release their figures. Eddie Hearn sometimes gives cryptic interviews where he gives basically a ballpark rough, a ballpark rough idea of what the pay-per-view figures have done. But he's very rarely specific on the pay-per-view numbers. We have to hear that from secondhand sources months and months down the line. It's nowhere near as transparent in the UK as it is in the US. In the US, they're very transparent when it comes to purses very often, and quite transparent when it comes to pay-per-view numbers. Whereas in the UK, it's all very shadowy and nobody wants to give you the real figures for some reason. So yeah, again, I can't go off numbers that I don't have, people. It's as simple as that. And in terms of international television, I mean, who gets a cut from that? Does Wilder and Fury both get? We don't know. We don't know. So it's just speculation upon speculation, people. All right. And realistically, are Wilder and Fury big international names? No, they're not. You can go to the UAE, Dubai, and you can see posters with Anthony Joshua on it. Can you go to the UAE and places around the world and see posters of Wilder and Fury everywhere? No, not to my knowledge. But you can certainly go to territories around the world and you can see posters of Anthony Joshua. People might not know who he is. They might just think he's some random, male model or something. But you can still see posters of him with his name on it. So, yeah. Anyway, just a quick update on this video and answering some of the questions in the comment section below. And just to reiterate, because you do get these idiots saying, oh, what are they saying? You're a Hearn, a Matchroom shill, and all this nonsense. My take on it is this is pretty successful, given the fact that Terence Crawford, when he unified with Victor Postol, I think they only did 90,000 pay-per-views. And both Ward Kovalev fights did really poor pay-per-view numbers. And these are much more established names in the US than Wilder or Fury. So for Wilder and Fury to do as well as they did, I think it's a success, and they more than broke even anyway. So what you don't want to do on a show is be losing money. And to my understanding, the Ward Kovalev shows actually lost money. So, that's what that is. This show made money. So they covered the cost of the show and the fighters' purses with the 250,000 pay-per-view buys, and then the extra buys on top of that was pure profit. So I think it's a success under the circumstances. Obviously, they're not doing Anthony Joshua money. They're not doing Anthony Joshua numbers, but they're headed in the right direction. I'm sure they can build upon this. So for me, it's positive. And, I know Wilder apparently before the fight was talking about 2.5 million pay-per-views and all that kind of business. Yeah, clearly nowhere near that. His head was clearly in the clouds when he was coming out with statements like that. But realistically, I think the network will be relatively happy with what they've got here. A few $1 million profit. So let me know what you feel in the comment section below, people. It's happening. I'm out. Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.